Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time. Good morning, it's Carmichael, and I am not a morning person. But if you stay consistent on having a great morning routine that inspires you, it will change your life. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee, know that I believe in you. And in honor of our friend Grant Cardone, star of the upcoming Undercover Billionaire Season 2, get ready for a shot of Entspresso from our vaults from Grant Cardone. Cheers.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso, keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
I don't end up doing things that are destructive when I'm busy doing things that are constructive. The truth is, I was never a drug addict. I just had too much free time and made bad choices. This planet is filled with bad choices. Pornography, strip joints, casinos. If you were filled up all day long with activities, if you were addicted to productivity, if you were junkied out on potential, you wouldn't have time for all the other garbage. I wouldn't spend money on stuff I don't need. When is that money spent? When do we waste most of our money on this planet? During the holidays, when we have free time. When do you spend your money? When do you go in debt? On the holidays, free time. So if I can just stay busy, if I can use time and create time. How do I create time? I have 24 hours and I'm gonna jam as much in those 24 hours as I can, and then I'll let you worry about me burning out, because that's what I'll hear next. What about burnout? When you're gonna burn out? Look, I'm 60 years old. The more I do, the more I can do, and the younger I get. The more I do, the younger I feel. The more I do, the younger my body feels. I'm not gonna burn out. I'm not a candle. I'm not wax. The counselor back in the treatment center said to me, dude, aren't you worried about, because he's seen my success now, and he's like, aren't you worried about burning out? I'm like, dude, you're the burnout, bro. You're the burnout. You're the one that said I was going to come back. You're the one that said I would never make it. You're the one that said don't write books. I've written 7 of them, man, okay? You're the one that said don't be a star. I am. I have my own TV studio. Right? You're the one that said, Grant, don't get rich. Just be satisfied that you don't use drugs again. No, I got rich, okay? I did the rich, I did the books, I did the TV. I'm gonna be on a billboard, I'm gonna be on a bus, bro. Look, what are you doing? I'm not worried about burnout. I am not a candle. Candles burn out. Spiritual beings don't. So human beings are trapped as spiritual beings. They're trapped. This is what I believe. I believe the spiritual being is trapped in a body. Okay, I believe I'm a spiritual being, not a human being. The spiritual being would have tremendous potential, unbelievable potential. It would be the light on the candle, not the candle. The body would be the candle, okay, and the spiritual being would be the flame. I'm the flame, and I want to see how hot can I burn. Okay, how far can I go? How much light can I bring the world? How much positive truth message can I bring this planet? How much more can I do? And I think the problem is people are settling out with just enough. Pay the bills, take care of my family, get my little box, get my little house, put my little welcome mat on the front, put the little gate around the yard. We're all gonna be happy. I don't want the box. I don't want one location. I don't need the welcome mat. I want to know the world. I want to travel the world. I want to do more. I want to be in more places. I want to have friends in every country. I want to inspire people in every language. And I want other people to see and they can do the same thing, you know. And maybe at the end of all this, I just become everybody's uncle that I never had.
Burnout is real, but I think most burnout happens because people are not doing the thing that they actually love doing. It's not just about being busy and keeping your mind occupied all day. You can be busy and hate your life and get burnt out. If I was an accountant, I would hate my life and burn out in a day because I don't like being an accountant. But doing this thing that I love, I put in way more effort, way more work, and I love it. It's been 10 plus years of still having my YouTube channel, and I'm not burnt out. If anything, I'm pushing harder than ever before because I love it. And so I think it's not just about being busy, it's about being busy on the thing that is your mission for life. Now, compassion fatigue is a thing. Doing it so much that you burn out yourself is possible. But again, that is not why most people are burning out. Most people, I believe are burning out because they're spending too much time, too much energy, too much effort doing things that they hate. And if you wake up and hate your life and hate the job you're about to go to, then there's no wonder why you feel like you're burning out. So I recently came back from going to Tony Robbins' event in Dallas. He invited me to sit in the front row, and I'm super blessed and grateful to have Tony's support. And I went there with Alex, friend of the channel, who helps me run Toronto Dance Salsa. And we were on a super crunch timeline because Alex was teaching classes the evening before we left, and then the day of the last event. And we rushed down there. Alex was flying in just to get to the event. He's late on the first day. We're rushing to leave on the last day. And it's nonstop. If you've been to a Tony Robbins event, it's all day, all night. It's 8 in the morning to midnight, and then up again the next day and doing the same thing. And it's wild and it's fun. It's amazing. And my favorite thing to do whenever I travel is actually meet Believe Nation, meet you guys. And so all through the event, I wear my Believe hoodie, and I'm not wearing Grant stuff. I'm wearing Evan Carmichael stuff with the plane and the Believe on the back, and people are stopping me. And that's actually the best. It doesn't take away from my experience. Tony's often on stage at the top at the beginning of every event saying, hey, I have some friends of mine, you might know them, they might be celebrities, leave them alone, don't talk to them, let them have their own experience. And it always makes me sad when he says that, because for me, meeting you guys, meeting people who recognize me, and that's a group that I over-index because people who watch Tony videos, they're probably gonna find my content. I like it more when people come and say hi. It adds to the experience for me. And then on the last day, before we rushed out to go to the airport, I set up a meetup, right? I had an hour open before having to get to the airport, so let's do a meetup. Let's do a local Dallas, Richardson, Texas meetup, right? And it could have spent the time doing something else, or sleeping in, or writing my book, or doing anything else. But it's not burnout for me. Like, that fuels me. That gives me more energy. I love it. Hanging out with Believe Nation gives me more energy than it takes away. And I then took an Uber to get to the airport, and the guy who drove the Uber was actually in the meetup in Richardson. He's like, I gotta leave early because I gotta start my job. Okay, great. And then I book an Uber, and there he is. A total fluke, but amazing. And so it's a lot of work. I was all day, all night, not connecting with my team, not doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing, and then I still make time to be with people and make a 1 hour meetup because that hour was open, and it fuels me. But if it was something that I hated, just that half an hour, just 15 minutes, I'd start to feel like I'm burning out. Like, I don't want to be here. Like, this is terrible. And so I think it's really important that you're doing work that you love. That would be a burnout for other people, but not a burnout for you because you love it so much. So how do you find it? How do you find the work that you love? I got a 3-step process called Who, Why, How. I'm going to talk about it in depth in my next book, but let's do a super quick analysis here to help you guys who might be struggling. Step number 1 is who. So your who is your most important core value. What is your most important core value as a human being? Mine is believe. It's the one word most important core value for me. So when you figure out what it is that you stand for as a human, you can then look at your life and see where you're falling short. If you're unhappy with life, it's because you are living incongruently with your most important core value. So someone whose core value is freedom, as an example, you can look at your life. Like, are you allowed to be free? Are you free at work? Are you free in your relationships? Are you free, in these different areas? If not, then you're not going to be happy. That's why you're not happy. Because your boss doesn't allow you to have freedom. Mine is believe. So believe has to be in everything that I touch. If there's a situation that's lacking believe, I'm not going to be happy with it. So that just gives you already an indication of who you are and starts to make sense of your life going backwards and allows you to plan it better going forward. So it's one of the most important exercises I think anybody can do. Figure out what your who is. Who, I, how. Step 2 is why. So why is your purpose? Your purpose comes from your pain. Your purpose comes from the deepest, darkest, most painful moment in your life. Whatever that was, your purpose is to help other people who are currently going through that thing. Whatever you struggled with, suffered with, endured, felt like you never want to wish that on your worst enemy, never want to go back and experience again that pain. That's what I'm talking about. You want to help other people who are currently going through that pain, because there's a lot of people who are currently going through that thing. Who you were X number of years ago, there's a lot of people who are currently like that right now. That's who you want to help for life. That'll never get old. That's your purpose for life. I want to help entrepreneurs for life. I believe in entrepreneurs for life because I struggled so much as an entrepreneur, and I want to make the path a little bit easier for everybody else. So that's your why. And your who and your why are constant. They never change. Your core values and your purpose are for life, and that's amazing. The last step is how. Who, why, how. How is your passion? How is how you got out of the pain that you were in. So you struggled with something. How did you get out of it? You may not be fully out of it. Maybe you're still on your journey out of it, but you're further ahead than you used to be. How did you get out of it? Did you read books? Did you watch videos? Did you meditate? Did you walk your dogs? Did you listen to music? Like, how did you get out of it? How did you get out of it? And that is a recipe that you can teach other people. How you got out of it was not some random one-off situation. You can teach other people. So I struggled a lot with my business. I felt worthless as a human. I wanted to quit. I told my partner that I quit. How I got out of it was modeling success. I looked at Bill Gates, how he started Microsoft, and I applied those strategies to my business, and we started to see some success. 20 years later, what am I doing? Still modeling success. Right? I want to learn from Grant. I want to learn from Steve. I want to learn from Kanye. I want to learn from these people. It's why I keep creating this content. How I got out of it was studying success, and now I teach other people how to study success. Right? How you actually go about doing it may change. When I first started doing it 20 years ago, it was through books. Right? Now it's through videos. And in 10 years, 20 years, it's going to be through VR and a bunch of other technologies that I'm sure are coming. But the how you got out is a teachable recipe that you can give to other people. So if you're struggling with burnout and you think it's because you don't love the work that you're doing and you know that you're destined for something greater, that you do have Michael Jordan level talent at something, but you don't know what it is and you want to figure it out, figure it out. This is the process. This is the easiest process I know of to get there. Figure out your who, your one word most important core value, figure out your why, your purpose comes from your pain, and figure out your how, which is your passion, how you got out of it. You can teach other people, and that will set you up for an amazing life with hopefully very little burnout and definitely a lot of purpose. Now, I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, question of the day, I wanna know, what is your purpose? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video and you're gonna take some action immediately after watching it, give me a #believe down in the comments as well.
As Henry Rollins said, I don't have talent, so I just get up earlier. The thing that people think about becoming great, about doing the extraordinary, is that it's just meant for some people and not meant for others. And they spend their time making other people extraordinary as a way to let themselves off the hook. Because if somebody is just gifted, if they were blessed by God, if they were touched by an angel, and they just have something that you don't and something that you never will have, then it's fine for them to be great and you to be ordinary. But the reality is it's not how it works. But somehow the cultural narrative has become one where we celebrate natural talent. That if somebody is graced by God, that if they have something divine about them, that they're somehow better, that it's more beautiful than the scrappy person who's had to work for everything they've ever had. The guy who simply acknowledges, like Henry Rollins, that he doesn't have more talent than the next person. He's simply willing to outwork them. He's willing to set the alarm, to get up, to do whatever it takes, to find his path, to create that skill, to outwork talent, to show that by putting in that energy and that effort, there's a magnification effect that is far greater than anything that could be given to you, bestowed upon you. You have to grab it. You have to take it. You have to have a level of intensity in your life to be able to leverage it and create something amazing. And as Warren Buffett said, intensity is the price of excellence. If you want to be great, you've got to cultivate that intensity. You've got to understand it's not about what you were born with. It's not about what you were given, where you started, or even where you're going. It is entirely about what you plant at the center of your soul, how hard you're willing to go after something, how much focus you're willing to put in your life, and how often you come back to that level of intensity for who you want to be. Because if you want to be excellent, you will have to pay a price. And that price is eternal vigilance. Vigilance over how you spend your time. Vigilance over the demands you make of yourself. Vigilance over what you allow yourself to think and believe. And when you get to the point that you only allow yourself to think and believe things that move you towards your goals, that every day the actions you take are things that are designed to get you there, and that you have the intensity to follow that through, to shape yourself, to create a new version of you capable of doing something extraordinary, then your life is going to be what you want. But not until then. It's never going to be anything if you just make other people extraordinary and say, I could never do that. But the reality is you could, and you're just not. So the thing that you have to face right now is that it is within your grasp. You just have to go after it.
If you want to see the one-on-one I did with Grant talking all things undercover billionaire, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
The number one question people ask me is, what if you lost everything? What would you do? I don't have to tell anybody what I would do now. I can show them